Right? So it's not like something like drastic. It's just like when we mentally put you on a level, and that might be our fault. Like if we see like, damn, you average 25 and 5 this year, we expecting you to take that leap to average 27. You can say Pascal, even though he made an all-star, he never really took that leap over the top from the expectations. When we seen him with the Raptors, we like, woo!
Yeah.
Kawhi. I know.
Why is it disappointing?
I know. That's the one you just like, you got to put the gun to my head and it's like, what? Who they were.
All right. So if that's, and I'm not denying that.
That's all.
If that's the bar to label a season disappointing,
that
has there ever been a disappointing season then? If you really think about it.
Hell yeah.
Who?
Hell yeah.
Who? Name someone.
I think Clay had a disappointing season last year and a year after the year before that, right? You told me to name someone, right? You
can argue he wasn't healthy.
And then go from 2022 to 17 to then 14. There's years Jordan Poole after winning championship coming off the bench averaging 20, then go to Washington.
We're not talking about Jordan. We're not talking about Jordan Poole caliber players. Come on, man.
I'm just saying, like, if we see a dip in your production, the dip has to be because they added people with you. Like when Kobe was averaging 30, right? When he averaged 27 to 24, the year he got Carmelo and them. Okay, you expect a dip because, those players got added. When he started adding Gasol and all of them, you expect a dip because of the new players that's coming. So you don't count those as dips.
Okay, but for the most part, but you counting Clay at 33 years old though. Clay was 33, 34, coming like a year or two removed from a career-altering injury. I don't think you would
Whoa. He had an injury what year? 1920?
21. He was also out. He was out for 2 years in a row.
And then he came back and averaged.
He came back for like half the season in 20.
He averaged 20, right? And then the next year he averaged 22.
Yeah, 22. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then down, That's
but he took fewer shot attempts though.
But I know
fewer minutes, fewer shot attempts. He was 33.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what we will call a down year. Where
okay, so that's a disappointing year.
You're averaging 22, and there's nothing that took away from. Like, you remember just the aesthetics came off the bench, like they was f***ing with your minutes, you're not playing. So the Ja Morant.
So he's a disappointment. Oh, so Ja is also a disappointment.
Yes.
Ja's a disappointment. Okay.
Yeah. Right, so it's not like something like drastic. It's just like when we mentally put you on a level, and that might be our fault. Like if we see like, damn, you average 25 and 5 this year, we expecting you to take that leap to average 27. Like you can say Pascal.
Yeah.
Has been kind of, even though he made an all-star, he never really took that leap over the top from the expectations. When we seen him with the Raptors, we like, woo!
Yeah.
Kawhi. I know.
Why is it disappointing?
I know. That's the one you just like, you got to put the gun to my head and it's like,
so Kawhi Leonard is a disappointment.
I can be like, hear me out, hold on, hear me out, like just listen, like it's one of those with Kawhi because he's missed actually half of his career. That's the reason.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. So Tracy McGrady, you ain't got to answer, kid. You ain't got to answer that, kid.
No, I mean,
so Tracy McGrady's also a disappointment.
Yeah, but those disappointments is coming from injury. So it's just like, like what if, like, you can throw Paul George in there, like me, because I talked to Paul, I give a little, like, I understand, right?
So you flip-flop.
Like with him, the reason I don't like really throw him on the buzz, like, you broke your foot, we seen that shit, the fact that you came back, okay, then you go to OKC, right? We're like, shit, right? Okay. And then you end up having 2 shoulder surgeries that summer, the whole summer. Coming into the season, soon as training camp starts, that's the first time you're working out.
Okay.
Okay, that's why your shot's off a little bit. You ain't got your timing. Okay, I can.
What was a disappointment in the bubble? What's the excuse then?
Okay, look, I'm gonna just be honest. If you ever think about somebody disappointing, there's always the same one denominator.
I'm about to say he's running out of excuses.
No. It's one denominator, right? It's the same one denominator. I don't want to throw
that denominator wasn't there in OKC.
No.
That denominator was not.
You said the bubble himself, right? So when you talk about what happened in Orlando, yeah, Dame. What happened to Dame? Yeah. What happened to them Clipper teams? Yeah. And then what happened to Paul George in the bubble? Yes, there's one thing that's in all 4 scenarios.
PG. So wait, PG gets the foot injury, okay. Then his shoulder injury, okay, and then the denominator.
Okay,
calling this nigga the denominator.
All right. Okay. I won't use Doc for the bubble, even though he did something during the playoffs that got him fired, right? In the playoffs, the team itself was weak-minded as a team. The group, right? The group itself, because how they moved as a unit wasn't built for the bubble themselves, right? You're talking about guys who need distractions to help them during the season.
No, for
right?
sure.
I need, my routine. If my routine is I go to the strip club or I go to dinner or, I got this girl over that watch movies with me, like people got their routines and all of them had routines that was outside the bubble that hurt them, right? If you look at the Lakers that year, everybody on the team was disciplined people. The people themselves was disciplined people, right? That's why they succeeded. If you look at Jimmy Butler in Miami, disciplined people, right? If you look at Dame, right? You don't see him in the summer doing discipline. If you look at Devin Booker, was disciplined. If you look at Giannis, discipline. Donovan Mitchell, right? So if you was a hooper that didn't give a about your friends, family, girls, gambling, drinking, the bubble is where you was going to shine because that's all it was to do. Think about basketball. And
so is Paul George a hooper or he needs distractions?
From his words, he needed friends to talk to run thoughts by, right? Some people are family men. Like think about it. If you a really homebody and you a family and you about your kids, imagine not having the kids for a couple months. That with you. Right, so you know what I mean. You had like if Kobe was in the bubble, the nigga would average 50. That was because that's his world. Yeah, that like Kobe is hitman. Yeah, you can't negotiate with him. Like if the contract is to kill you, the baby, and that's what's happening. There's no thought process. So you put him in a bubble situation where it's only pure basketball, gym 24/7. That's where he. Same thing with someone like Jordan. Like those are for the maniacs, man.
But let's take it full circle before we end this stream. So does that also apply to Tracy McGrady, who openly admitted that he wasn't a practicer? He didn't practice hard at when he was playing.
I mean,
he let his talents precede him from practicing.
It could. Listen. No one had Kobe's mindset. That's okay. Not even close.
Not even
right.
Close.
I mean, if we're gonna say the closest thing to his type of mind would have been probably like a Kevin Garnett. But me, I can speak for that generation from 2002 when I heard Kobe used to be at the gym at 3:00. Right. When I heard that I remember I'm on a team. There's a first bus, 5:30. There's a sixth bus, 6:00. That means the veterans come to the gym at 6:00 for a 7:30 game. By the time they're getting there 50 minutes before the game. So for me to hear somebody to go to a gym at 3:00, I didn't believe it. So when I went there and seen him working out like, nigga, this is a game 7. I wanted to see who else was like this. I was in the league for 10 years. Even when I wasn't playing, I went to the gym. Every time we played the Lakers, Kobe was there, 3:00, no later than 3:30.